The perfect man, the perfect woman, the perfect relationship does not exist. And I know that for some people that might seem like common sense because we hear that so much. But the way that we navigate dating, the expectations that we have of others, of relationships, shows that we are seeking something that probably is never going to happen. This video is probably going to resonate more with those of you who might be serial daters, meaning that you meet someone, y'all talk for a couple months, things fall off, you're on to the next one, and the same cycle continues. Or if you are a person, and this might resonate more with women, but in general, if you are a person who has been single for a long time, you're in this space of protecting your peace, but you're trying to get back into the dating streets, which we know can be very ghetto, child. Me personally, I would say that I fall in the latter. I was definitely a person who was in the, I'm single, I'm doing me, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm healing, I'm protecting my peace, and I don't want to deal with none of the bullshit, right? I don't want anybody entering my aura if you're gonna cause destruction. So my tolerance was super, super low, child, okay? I'm not saying that this is a good quality within myself, but I have been known as the cut-off queen. It doesn't matter if you are a friend, a relative, a romantic partner, someone who I work with. As soon as I get weird vibes, there's conflict, I tend to go in the opposite direction because I don't want anybody to come into my life and bring chaos when I've tried so hard to run away from chaos. Didn't come from the healthiest family dynamic, was used to seeing dysfunction. And so as an adolescent and as an adult, I became super, super intentional about, again, protecting my peace. Don't look my way, don't breathe my way, don't come my way if you're not about to come correct. So these are the ways that I was entering my relationships with other people, running in the opposite direction when things get tough. I have come to the realization about myself and other people that a lot of us are not equipped to be in relationships. And that goes for people who are single, you're navigating the dating streets, and it might go for people who are actually in relationships. And even though we're not equipped, right? Equipped can be that we weren't raised to understand the work, the mentality that you have to navigate and maintain a successful relationship. Or it can be that we haven't really taken the time to get to know ourselves, to grow, to learn, to heal from things in the past. But we're jumping into relationships because we are obsessed with the feeling of attachment. We want to be connected to someone in some form because being by ourselves, it's lonely, it gets boring, we might get horny, but also we like to attach ourselves to others as a distraction from all of those feelings that arise when you sit down and spend time with yourself. Believe me, baby, I'm not coming for anybody. I've been there, done that, and I completely understand. But this is why I'm making the video today to talk to you guys. My concern is that the advice that we get from other women especially is that whenever things get difficult, you have to leave. And again, please don't get me wrong. I really don't want this to be taken out of context. There are gonna be some times where you have to leave a situation because it's toxic, it's not gonna improve, and you probably shouldn't have been in the first place. But I think that we prematurely give up on relationships and we adapt the mindset of, okay, this isn't making me happy right now, I gotta get up and go. It's very much an instant gratification type of society versus thinking about the long term. Unfortunately, we're in this society where everyone is so egocentric, right? We focus on ourselves, how we feel matters the most. We don't consider anyone else. And we expect others to accept and embrace the flaws that we have, but we really, really don't do the best job of embracing and understanding the flaws in other people. I've always said that love is both a feeling and an action. And I think that now, being in a relationship, I understand that more than ever, where yes, the feeling of love is gonna be there, but you literally have to be intentional about waking up every day and choosing to operate in love. Even if that person pissed you off the day before, they made you mad in that moment, you're not feeling it today, whatever it is that's going on that might alter your mood or how you treat your partner, you have to wake up and choose them every day. I understand that everyone doesn't want a relationship, that's totally fine. But if you are a person who wants to be with someone, but you feel like no one is out there or everyone is shitty or whatever the case may be, I encourage you to really take a look and reflect on yourself. Ask if you have the tolerance, if you have the grace, the understanding, the patience to be with someone, because a lot of us don't. But we're hopping in bed with people. We feel like that sexual connection will make a relationship thrive. And as soon as we get into the real, the thickness of it, it all fails and we blame dating altogether. I can finally understand what men mean when they say they look for their 80%. Meaning that if they meet a woman who meets 80% of what they're looking for, they'd be willing to build a life with her. Women, not so much. But the interesting thing about women is that we will go so hard to meet that 100%, and we'll look for that extra 20%, 10%, whatever percent that's missing in men who do nothing but bring chaos into our lives. And the ironic thing is that a lot of us have this mindset that we're not gonna tolerate anyone's BS. But somehow we keep going through this cycle of dating people who put us through BS. And in hindsight, I really wish that I had someone in my corner from an early age to really help me understand that we need to stop chasing the chemistry, the adrenaline, the rush, the energy in your woo-ha, right? The energy in your ding-dong that you feel when you're around someone, that arousal. Please believe me when I say that I have been there before, looking for love in all the wrong places because I was wrapped up on that honeymoon phase, the chemistry, the adrenaline. Ooh, they look good, like this is fun, it's a rush. I can't really read him because he's probably emotionally unavailable, which is horrible for a long-term relationship. But the curiosity of trying to figure out who he is and kind of conquer him in a sense and make him realize my worth and make him see value in being with me, that rush, that high of going after that caused me to stay in situations longer than I should have been. And ladies, you know, just being real, this is kind of how we're backwards. We are seeking perfection, which we already understand doesn't exist. So we have these unrealistic dating standards, but then we will entertain men who are very far from perfection because we're caught up in the physical, the rush that we get from them, that honeymoon phase, the high, the this is new, I don't know where this is going. That excites us in a way. And we put so much energy into trying to make those imperfect men be the perfect man when none of it is gonna work in the long term. Ladies, listen to me, okay? I know y'all not gonna wanna hear this, but please take it from someone who has been through the chaos for most of her life, have been through the cycles of meeting the same person in different bodies. These people who really don't give a damn about you in the long run and who has made it to the other side. The perfect man does not exist. Get that thought out of your head. You are willing to work with someone who was not perfect because you pick very imperfect men, bad men, men who do not have potential, And you try your hardest, you put your damnedest effort into trying to mold them into who you want them to be. When that same energy can be placed into finding someone who meets your 80%.